Living with long COVID is incredibly tough. I find it really grueling. The symptoms are really bad. I have breathing issues. The second worst thing next to breathing issues, all the stomach issues I've been having, weakness, the brain fog. So the sickness is really debilitating. It's really, I said to one of my friends last week, I actually felt like I was dying with the strain of it as well because it's so awful. It's really devastated my life, and it's difficult because I understand the circumstances why it's difficult to have gone. I was in the first wave. I caught COVID in March of 2020, and despite the best will of health professionals, basically after 15 months, all I've had is a lot of tests, um, medication that stopped me vomiting, and that's all I've had. So I don't seem to be getting any better, and that's obviously a common experience with people that have got long COVID at the moment as well. Was I feel abandoned, to be brutally honest, and not hopeless because there's a lot of people I know will get better from long COVID, but it's grueling. I was describing it to my wife. It's a little bit like when you've been off sick work, when you had the flu or something. Each day is like you're coming back to work after being sick, and it's grueling. And also the unknown because you don't know. Like I thought my stomach issues were over, and then the breathing started, and then I was having breathing issues, and okay, that's me. And I got up this morning, and my stomach issues have started again as well. And I was 2 hours in the bathroom, and you can't really go to a work meeting. Work's incredibly difficult because of it, because you don't know where you are. It's devastating. It's devastating. I feel very unsupported, in terms of having the structure for getting better. I still don't really have a structure for what I do, going back to work, or when I've seen the GPs, in terms of the availability. The chest heart stroke Scotland stuff's been really helpful and valuable. But to be brutally honest, I've gone to my GP. I've seen several GPs now, and they've said, "Yeah, we don't know what to do with you." So, and I know there's specialised clinics in England, and there's discussion about, oh well, it's not fit for purpose, and that they can't do anything. Well, patently they can do something, and that's what I sort of feel like, actually having a clinic that can support you, but actually check in on you along the way. At the moment, you're sort of like trying to navigate things yourself and where you are, and I haven't got a clue, to be brutally honest. And I'm in this cycle of being unwell and then recovering a bit and then unwell, and there's no structure, and it must be a nightmare for employers to work out what to do with people because nobody knows anything. So you're just at sea. So having a specialized clinic where people actually know a lot about it, as opposed to me having to explain it to my GP, and then my GP experiences have not been positive in the main. The hospital's been great, but the GPs, have absolutely had to fight when I've been unwell, to make any progress for things as well. So I think rehab, a structure, an alignment of services across Scotland, or something that people can go to and regularly just be in the system now, rather than you see somebody for a little while and then that's it, and then you're just basically stuffed when you're left to that as well. So something like that, or just some sort of ongoing framework, or support for employment and things like that. And concern, because a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen about their ability to work. I'm worried about that and what will happen. And I've worked all my days. I've worked since I was 20. I'm 44 now, and I feel like the state, and I feel like the NHS Scotland, despite all the work they've done in for COVID and everything, I really feel massively let down. So I think something like the clinics that would actually support people would be so valuable, and just to even get acknowledged and listened to, rather than actually having to battle. I shouldn't have to battle to get help. When I'm like this, when I'm on my knees, are we reaching out? Are we, for setting up things like clinics? Are we reaching out across the world? Are we gathering expertise? There's a lot of experience across Europe in long COVID, and parliamentary committees that have been occurring in London at the moment as well. There was one today. So why aren't we gathering that expertise in things like cover scan and things like that we really need? So that would be a start. That would be a start to help everybody. that we've got this, and if quite genuinely, if it wasn't for the like the Facebook groups, God knows what would have happened to people. I mean, social media is obviously decried a lot of the time, but honestly, if it wasn't, God knows what would have happened to thousands of people over the country. It's saved lives, actually. It's crazy. I mean, it's true. It has. It's literally saved lives.